What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing well today. I hope you're having a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I thought I'd do a quick video here, 2025 tour of the grow tent. You'll notice a lot of changes. If you follow the channel, I have decided to cut back a lot of things to give some more airflow, and I'll talk through that as we look through the plants. So let's go ahead and get started. Gonna probably try to make this all in one piece of the video. Just a really quick video. But first thing I want to talk about is this Renward that is growing like a weed. Very fast growing plant once it gets established. You can see here, absolutely beautiful. Look at those little tiny eyes in the back. Renward I think is a very underrated Nepenthes. It's not fancy, it's not flashy, but it's a very easy grower. Grows very fast. If you've watched the channel, you can see just how fast it has been growing. Based on the other videos, and it's just I don't know, it's just a very easy, fun plant to grow. So highly recommend it. Carnivorous sells a lot of them, so that seems to be the place where I find them the most at. The next is this Passion Red, JB by Passion Red rather, and it's getting hard to even get this thing in full screen anymore. Here's its latest picture, probably 14 inches, maybe bigger. Absolutely beautiful plant. The next picture plant is probably going to be much larger than this, as the leaf is enormous. But let me get in there. Beautiful, beautiful plant. Very, very tough pictures. Here's the leaf on the other one. And then the pictures back there growing. This right here, I made some changes. So now this is the spatulata by Titan from Predatory Plants. I went and cut off the main vine. The reason why I decided to cut everything back was, especially this time of year, I'm not in a position to be able to buy a larger grow tent right now, and everything was getting very, very condensed together, and it wasn't a lot of room for the stems to breathe. And so I was very worried about the potential to be stem rot and different problems with the plant. So I cut everything back, made things a little bit more viney, which I'm okay with. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but definitely has helped with airflow. So here we have the Talented Tower. Let me go ahead and move this one away for a minute, and I'll show you an example of what I was talking about with that airflow in a minute. But here's Talented Tower, and this picture is all entangled. But look at this gnarly picture. Basically half moon shape, beautiful peristome. Just grew so crazy. So there it is. But that peristome is absolutely gorgeous. This Talented Tower from Predatory Plants. And all entangled in that is the beautiful, lovely glabrata by Aristolochioides. Here's some of its newer pictures on there. Very fast growing plant. Let me get the dead one out of the way. There you go. Lovely plant. I love this plant very much. I probably need to trim back this main vine. I might let it grow. Aristolochioides hybrids tend to get leggy like this. Super, super easy grower. But I need to get in here and trim some of this stuff off of there so it does not get any sort of stem rot. It's probably got 4 or 5 points on it right now. I highly recommend that plant. Got it from Todd's Tropicals on eBay. Next up is Alata by Caesar. It's putting out a new picture. This is the one one of them that I cut way back. It has a basil on it now that is quite large. This is the basil picture. It was the main, or there's the main vine right there. I even cut off some of the good leaves, which is not necessarily something that I wanted to do, but it gave it a lot more room to breathe. Over here is the Ventricosa by Bongzo by Merliana, growing like a weed. Here are these pictures are just so beautiful. They start off very red and then almost take on this burgundy color, like a red wine color. And this thing's got so many growth points on it, it's insane. But this is one that's probably getting too large for its pot, and it's starting to dry out a lot more. That's why you see these leaves drying like that. Gorgeous plant, goes all the way up to the top of the tent. Very, very fast grower. Took a while to get established, but once established, it grows very fast. Here's a newest Brutus picture, just hanging out, growing all gnarly. It was right up against this Ventricles of Bibongso by Merliana. Beautiful striping, just the peristome is all wonky. But the coolest thing about this plant is very, very long, and we have successfully pollinated. There is some pollen from the, let's see, I've got Spatulata by Truncata Titan on there with this Brutus, which is Merliana by or Truncata. So those should be absolutely enormous pictures. Very excited about that. And I also have some crosses with Miranda on there. So the Miranda I have is fertile. And so either way, they should be very big, very beautiful pictures once they get developed. Excited about that. More to come on that. Next up is another female growing. This is Hamakua by Truncata Giant. It is blooming female, and I will be cross-pollinating with my Miranda. I have an enormous male Miranda, Miranda outside that just flowers constantly. I think it's got like 5 or 6 flower stalks on it right now, and so it allows me the opportunity to pollinate a lot. Well, now that I'm getting females growing. In the back here, I've got a very tall Diariana. It has slowed down quite a bit. Diariana does not like cold weather at all. So it is just not very happy. So not going to produce a lot of pictures. Here's one back here. It's all wonky, but yeah, that's all it's got on it right now. Caesar, though, is producing a ton of pictures. And so here are some of the older ones, just looking lovely. Here's its newest one with that nice tiger striping. Probably about, I don't know, 13 inches or so. It's an intermediate picture. Doing very well. Here is Mira by Truncata Giant. Being lovely as always. Just sort of not as quick growing as I would hope, but still doing fantastic. Down here we've got Truncata, enormous Truncata Titan's Tower. And so that is doing just fine. It hasn't produced any pictures. I think it probably needs a little bit more light. So might be working on that here in a little bit. Here's all my other, some mid-sized Truncatas down here. All of them are JBs by Patient. There's some Titan's Tower in there as well. Just growing just fine. Here's a newer picture on that JB by Patient. That is the smaller one of that large one I have, and it's producing those gorgeous red pictures as you would expect. Here is a JB by Truncata Giant. Oop, if I can get it to focus. I can't get it to focus, but nice little coloring up on those pictures. Truncata, I cannot recommend enough Truncata for even new growers, whatever you want to do, old established growers. Truncata are amazing plants, easy to grow. Highly recommend them. They will not disappoint, and I recommend them for new beginner growers for sure. Here is Alata by Truncata Giant, and it's enormous. I mean, it's probably 7 feet. It's just intertwined. It goes all the way up here. No pictures on it yet. Here is my Maxima by Wavy Leaf. Doing okay. My phone is having a hard time focusing today. It slowed down quite a bit with the cold as well. Most of the plants will, but yeah. So now we're going to get to the wall plants. Here is the Renoir Tiana by robcantleyi, producing very well. It's got a basil that it's mainly focusing on right now. So the main vine has stalled quite a bit, but doing okay. Here is the newest on that veitchii complex hybrid that is growing out. That came from Predatory Plants. It's a complex hybrid, so I don't know what's all involved in it. But, excuse me, I knew that sneeze was coming. I was trying to hold it back as long as I could. Okay, let's see here. We have Patches, Sibunensis Patches by Truncata. Here's its newest picture on there. It has not opened yet. Here's its oldest picture. Older picture, rather. I gotta figure out what's going on with it. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I had to stop the video because I don't know what was going on with the focus, but I think I got it better there. Yeah, look how beautiful the peristome is on that. That is Sibianensis patches by truncata giant from Carnivorous. It grows very well. You would expect with the parentage that it's not going to be the fastest grower, and that certainly checks out, but it is a great plant. Here is the Thorilii by Aristolochioides, growing very, very fast, as you would expect. And here is the newest picture on that from the basil. Very, very beautiful. It's got that lobster trap picture. Yeah. Stenophylla is growing like crazy now. See if I can get it to focus. Nope. Camera is still going to do its thing. Well, here is, and we put on 0.5, see if that helps. There you go. So Stenophylla has gotten very large. If you follow this channel, we've been growing this thing since it was little, and it really took off once it hit about medium size, and it should continue to take off given its nature. My robcantleyi, Spatulata by robcantleyi, are doing amazing. Here, look at the peristome on this. Let me bring you back in. My phone is not wanting to cooperate today. Here, let me just go to 0.5 and then bring you in. It is doing very well. Excuse me, this cold weather has got me with the sniffles and the sneezes. All of these, I keep saying every video, and you probably know I probably won't do it, but every video I say I need to replant them. There's probably 4 or 5 plants in there, 4 or 5 plants in there. Now, this is what you have to watch out for, right? Let me see if I can get it to focus in. And this is why I need to replant them. Let me see. See that yellowing, splotchiness on the leaves? Of course you can't because this phone sucks. That is due to them not getting enough airflow. So I need to get in there and repot this pot for sure. Here is the other one growing out. Doing okay. That's pretty much it. Here's Ime. Ime is doing a pretty good job there. Starting to get that tall peristome, but taking its time, which is okay. I mean, it's winter time. Everything slows way down in the winter. And, oh, now the phone decides to work right at the end of the video. Okay. So, see right there? That is see that splotchiness? That's because there's just not enough airflow going on in that thing. So, I need to get in there and separate those things out. Try to do that this weekend, for sure. Let's see if I can get Cobra in here. There's a Cobra veitchii with Spatulata, Spectabulus in there. Looking quite nice. You can definitely see that Spectabulus body in there and the Spatulata. So that cross came out very nice. Not a whole lot else going on in here right now. This time of year is all about just preservation and keeping things going. Now, the reason I said there's my finger. The reason why I was going to talk to you earlier about is one of the options you can do. It's not necessarily the plan A that I had, but because I didn't have much room, everything is growing exponentially fast. I decided to cut everything down to where it takes on this viney look. I know some people don't like that. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that, but what it allowed is, I don't know if you've seen from the other videos, it allowed to open up all of this space in here and get that airflow down to the base of the plant, which is super, super, super important for Nepenthes. You got to get that airflow on the base. And if you don't, you run a serious risk of getting all kinds of fungal infections and all sorts of other things. And so I went ahead and did that, made some larger holes. The key with during the winter months with Nepenthes is that you want to keep them a little drier than normal. And so the media doesn't need to be as moist. And what I was noticing is the media was staying way too wet, because even though I have multiple fans in here, it was not getting enough airflow. So I went ahead and cut it all back. I'm very pleased with the way it looks. I would rather not have all this vininess, but you know what? In the long term scheme of things, it will help survival these plants. Biggest thing is I'm super excited about that right there. Those are going to put out some enormous pictures. Let me get this wire out of the way. Again, there was Miranda in there with Brutus, but then there's also the lower base is going to be Spatulata by Titan by Brutus. So you can just imagine how large those pictures are going to be. But I hope you enjoyed this very quick, very impromptu video. I wasn't planning on making it, but then I just came in and just saw everything. I was like, you know what? I want to share this with you all. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Happy growing. I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. See you soon. Bye-bye.